let's talk about crafting. Okay, so when Minecraft first came out, crafting had been around, and it was fun at the beginning. Lots of things to explore, lots of things to create, kind of went at your own pace. And now it's just continued to unfold to give it a proper quote unquote end game. Leaves me personally confused, like I don't understand what's going on. And of course, I also love the crafting element of making the award-winning mayonnaise farm in Stardew Valley. Crafting bison pelts and steak in Red Dead Redemption 2, or just making meat in Valheim, there's no shortage of crafting games. And while they're fun, they can get tedious. Let me explain. Often a game like this, Fallout 4, you are stuffed into a certain rotation of grinding, collecting, and crafting. When you normally could move on via skill, you now have to pay a bill of time gathering resources to make hardware that you need to get to the next portion. And that's where I found Potion Craft. Potion Craft is an alchemy simulator and a pure simulation at that. There's no overworld, there's no fetch quest, there's no searching the countryside for plants. In fact, in true cozy alchemist form, you never leave your house, which also doubles as your shop. I can't say how much I have enjoyed the emerging cozy genre of games, but that's a conversation for another day. Potion Craft gets a lot of things right about crafting. The first thing it gets right is exploration. It should be known that the way I've opted to play this game is not quite the way you might choose to play other games. I just did a blind playthrough. No guides, no maps, no tutorials, just my quiet alchemist and time to learn the secrets of the natural world. But it should be known that many games aren't this friendly and for this element of exploration. Take some of the updates in Minecraft, for example. I still haven't figured out all the existing recipes. Unless you're watching the videos that come out telling you about the updates and looking specifically to engage with those mechanics, say for instance beekeeping, you would never figure it out on your own. And so the exploration is what gives me a lot of enjoyment for this game, is getting to explore and seeing what I can make. I kind of admit that I was surprised that there was no map to run around in, that there was no exploring for herbs and mushrooms. However, the map exploration of a large harvesting area has been replaced with a large alchemy map. It's laid out almost like constellations on a star map, and you use the various ingredients to guide your mixtures to the areas on the chart to create your potions. Another thing that this game gets right is forgiveness. Trial and error and risk are key to a game like this, but in Stardew Valley, if you miss something, it sets you back an entire season. Potion Craft, at least up to now, has been much more forgiving. I feel like I can botch a potion and experiment a little bit, and feel like I don't need to hoard ingredients as vendors come by often and trade news and needed ingredients. Water in the game also reduces a certain level of ingredients that you need for your potion, meaning that if you overshoot a desired location, you can actually work your way back incrementally. This type of forgiveness is something that I rarely see in crafting games, when you often have to hoard resources and then hope that you use them in the right way or don't craft the wrong things. The last thing that I think this game gets right is improvisation and experimentation. You can get to the same potion more than one way. Potion Craft encourages curiosity. Areas of the chart are dangerous, requiring creative workarounds, so you'll create a deadly potion should you not have the right ingredients. But there's 2 or 3 ways to get there, and if you are lacking certain ingredients, you can come up with a creative way to get there. Certain ingredients move that potion up or down towards different areas: hot, cold, harming, healing, that sort of thing. As you continue to explore, you're actually rewarded with exploring different parts of the alchemy map that you wouldn't necessarily get if you just took a straight line to your end goal. And so that's one thing that I found really enjoyable about exploring this new game, is the ability to get creative, the ability not to have to hoard ingredients, the ability to move around and to there's lots of really interesting characters in this game, and there's quite a few little homages and cameos, if you can see it. There's like a witcher in some of them, and it's like familiar dwarves and wizards and things like that. And if you keep looking, you can kind of notice a little bit of iconography. It's not super on the nose, but you can still see it, and I think that's also really fun. Of getting to explore different ways to solve people's problems, because in this game there's like a bartering system, and you want to make deals with your customers who are asking you questions. So they might say, hey, I've got a really noisy neighbor's dog. What can I do about it? And you as the alchemist can say, well, what can I provide them? And you can provide them with maybe like a sleeping potion to make the dog go to sleep, or you can provide them with like a poison potion to kill the dog. That's really a terrible thing to do, but it's up to you, so you get to experiment. And sometimes they'll actually pay you more, and part of the fun of the game is reading into what they're saying through their dialogue, and then being able to ask for more money should you want to play that way. You can ask for more money for the potions that are more what they're saying between the lines, or you can make a more effective potion of your own that you can then upsell them by saying, hey, it's not going to kill the dog, but it's actually going to put the dog to sleep very quickly, so you might want to pay a premium for this, and also pay a premium for the fact that you won't be a dog-killing criminal. All these elements of exploration really make the game fun to unlock slowly and over time. I didn't feel the need to try and unlock everything. I was just enjoying learning. And I think that's part of the fun of a cozy game that includes alchemy and things like that, is that you're not trying to get to the end game fast. You're not trying to rush. You're trying to get lost in the world and in the story. And I think that's one thing that maybe Minecraft was trying to do, or other crafting games try to do, is they try to give you story with crafting. And they try to set up quests around it. And it ends up feeling hollow sometimes because you don't have a motivation other than, well, I need this in order to progress. And I think a more enjoyable way of exploring and crafting through a game is saying, I'm trying to understand how something works, so let me figure it out. And you read a text, or you learn something, you get some information from someone, or on a quest you learn something else, and there's a side quest or something that takes you off of that main thoroughfare. And you explore and you get lost in the world, which, like any great fictional work, getting lost in the world is half the fun. A ton of fun making potions, and a ton of fun to play with. So yeah, highly recommend. If you've not played this, you should definitely pick it up. And as always, thanks for watching. It's always a pleasure making these videos. Cozy games are becoming one of my favorites, and so do not doubt I will be checking out a few more. So stick around.